I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Lance Velchik here, for Arrow on the Head's The F***ing Black Sheep, where we take a look at the opposing opinion of the genre's most divisive films. With the heart of winter bearing down, what better time to revisit the Hellraiser series than now, with the newly released Scarlet box set? But I can't, not in full. It's missing most of the films. The Hellraiser film series has the distinct honor of being one of the few horror franchises where the sequel is equivalent to, if not better, than the original. The third doesn't come close to the first two, but it's more welcome than the films that followed. But I believe that the later sequels have a lot to offer, and add to the style and tone that the series is known for. Hellraiser Bloodline is the fourth and final film in the original lineup. This was meant to be the true ending that tied up the ever-growing saga in a poignant way. The scope is what's always impressed me with the fourth entry. Having it take place in different timelines is clever. Bloodline acts as a prequel to the original and a sequel to part 3 and after. We get to see the plight of one man's ancestry and trying to defeat the Cenobites once and for all. We get to learn about the creation of the original box and its creator, Philippe Lemenchon, or Merchant, later on.
Finest toy maker in France.
We understand the original, good-natured intent of the box, and how it was commissioned from a devil-worshipping aristocrat.
A summoned demon is yours to command.
Angelique serves as our demon foe, and she gets enough screen time, like our hero, that this story is equally hers. It's a nice turn of events following the villain, and seeing her struggles as well. We get to see Angelique pre-Cenobite, and get to know her on a deeper level. Her relationship with Pinhead is more distrusting and aggressive.
You look like death, princess.
A departure from the Cenobite servants who've come before. We spend over 300 years with her trying to stop Merchant's bloodline from creating an alternate box. A box to negate the powers of the original and close the door between the worlds for good. A box of light to defeat the box of darkness. This expansion of the original mythology complements what's come before without delving too deep or dumbing it down. The idea of a new box being the only salvation is smart. We were brought into the Hellraiser universe with a box, and it's a box which will be our only out. Having each male in the Merchant's bloodline being drawn to the creation of the box is refreshing. Fate is an idea that shouldn't work in the series, but is executed perfectly.
You know me from dreams, John Merchant. John Le Merchant.
The 90s were an odd time. There seemed to be an unspoken rule about horror icons appearing in space. Bloodline used the space setting to further the story and had meaning behind it. We end up in space because it's taken this long for Merchant's bloodline to find the technology it needs to create the box. The setting directly ties to crucial information in the story, and without spoiling it, ends the saga in a satisfying and conclusive way. Space was the only option here. And then there's the Helldog, or wolf. I'm not exactly sure. But Pinhead has this pet wolf dog, and it means that either Hell has some kind of evolutionary design, or all dogs don't go to heaven. And they never explain any of this, but it's casually placed in the film like it's been there the entire series. Many will mark this as a flaw in the film, but not me, no, not me. Honestly, this is a win for the series, my friend. A f***ing win.
My dad.
Even as its popularity faded, Bloodline managed to make a profit, and no good thing ever dies. The Hellraiser franchise entered the new millennium in a very different way, for better and for worse. Each new film is now set as a self-contained story, while Pinhead and the Cenobites act as mere cameos. Hellraiser Inferno follows the dark path of a detective's search for a killer, while he frames his partner, cheats on his wife, and does a hell of a lot of self-medicating. In terms of execution, this is the best entry of the straight-to-DVD era. This tale of one man's journey to the dark side ties in well with the themes of the series. Inferno also happens to be the best looking of the later films as well. Cinematographer Nathan Hope does a fantastic job with his use of colors and lighting. Hellraiser Hellseeker goes the Angel Heart Jacob's Ladder route, with a man suffering from amnesia. This one is a real acid trip, with its flashbacks, flash forwards, never really knowing what's real or not. And they can get away with a lot here, as the whole film flows like a bad dream. Hellseeker also brings back Christy Cotton, played again by the beautiful Ashley Lawrence, as his deceased wife. Her role's small, and honestly, she's totally underused. But her inclusion in the film makes for an interesting twist. This one had balls, and was better for it. Hellraiser Deader follows a journalist in Bulgaria looking for a cult with ties to the supernatural, and has the strongest lead since Christy Cotton. Amy Klein, played by Kari Wurr, is surprisingly layered as the hard-boiled reporter. We see a much darker turn, with our lead dealing with the PTSD of her childhood rape, all the while delving into the dark underworld of a Bulgarian cult. The cult subplot is cool, with its supernatural tinge. I felt like the runtime was too short with such a rich idea, and one I honestly wish they explored more. But it's Kari's performance that brings you in, and her journey is the real payoff here. Hellraiser Hellworld takes place at a Hellraiser-themed party in a creepy mansion. We see a group of friends get picked off in one-by-one slasher style. Hellworld goes meta, and it's hard to defend. The self-aware angle is a tricky one, and it's seldom done well. We do get a young Henry Cavill, and even with nothing to do, still comes off charismatic. He does well in front of a camera. Very charming guy. We also get to have the amazingly named Lance Henriksen
Welcome, Hellraisers.
as the party's host. And he can do no wrong. There's a reason Lance Henriksen is a genre staple. Nothing is perfect, and these entries do have their flaws. Bloodline has some rough dialogue.
But the box called him. Called to his blood.
There's something in this station right now that wants our souls.
The later entries straight to DVD budget shows. The effects look cheap, and the music's pedestrian. Money could have fleshed out these ideas a bit more, and gave the directors more room to breathe. But you gotta work with what you got. The Hellraiser series has its rightful place as a classic in the horror genre. We get to revisit this dark world full of bondage, torture, and sadomasochism through each entry. And with its wide range, there's a film for everyone. You just have to choose your pleasure. Like my wife, not a horror fan, but it seems Hellraiser won her over. Hey guys, JoBlo's original content will be moving to its own new YouTube channel called JoBlo Videos, a one-stop shop for your original JoBlo content. Thanks guys, and remember, like and subscribe.